Coming up on Night Watch, we'll reveal one of Waverly residents' secret to creating one of the best Christmas light shows in the area. And we'll learn what the Kiwanis Christmas tree lot is all about. And later, find out how Wartburg is spreading the holiday cheer to kids in Bremer County. Stay tuned because Night Watch starts now.
Live from the Grant Price Studio in the McElroy Communication Arts Center with news that you need to know, this is Night Watch.
Welcome to the studio. We are celebrating the holidays, so on tonight's Night Watch, we're celebrating that right now, featuring some great local organizations you can support this holiday season and a stunning light show that has people literally stopping in their tracks. But before we begin our holiday celebration this evening, the upcoming Iowa caucuses have many presidential candidates spending time in Iowa this holiday season. One of those candidates, Michelle Bachman, made a stop in Waverly yesterday to a crowd of supportive fans. But it was two Waverly Shell Rock students who had the media talking and the social networks on fire last night. After a Q&A session about same-sex marriage and gay rights, the candidate and the two students met face-to-face. It was all captured on video by Waverly newspaper editor Anelia Dimitrova, who joins us in the studio this evening, along with Jane Schmidt, president of Waverly Shell Rock Gay Straight Alliance, and also junior Ella Newell. And before we begin our conversation, let's go ahead and take a look at that debate.
What would you do to help protect GSAs in high school and support the LGBT community?
Well, number one, all of us as Americans have the same rights. We have the same civil rights. And so that's really what government's role is to protect our civil rights. There shouldn't be any special rights or special set of criteria based upon people's preferences.
But wouldn't heterosexual couples, they're given a privilege then that gay couples aren't, like given that privilege to get married, but heterosexual couples are given a privilege to get married?
Well, and remember, every American citizen has the right to avail themselves of marriage, but they have to follow what the laws are. And the laws are you marry a person of the opposite sex.
Anelia Dimitrova is the editor at Waverly Newspapers, and she shot the video of Ella and Jane debating same-sex marriage with the presidential candidate Michelle Bachman. So I hear that this video is going viral on YouTube and on the internet. Can you explain why?
That's right. It's going viral on YouTube, but also it's the top story on CNN's iReport. A lot of other blogs have included it in their presentations for the day. Why? I think it hit a nerve. I think rarely do you see such candid interaction between candidates and teens, and I think together, the topic itself and the way they interacted, I think it hit a nerve with a lot of people. It's rare. It's rare to see such candor.
Did you think that this was going to go viral when you were filming it?
I knew right away it was going to be a very special moment. The minute that she walked up to the young people in the back of the room, and the minute I heard the first question, I knew it was going to be a media magnet and really a storm, internet storm.
All right. Well, we are also joined by Jane and Ella, who are the stars of the video. So, guys, can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to be talking to a presidential candidate that close and on an issue this heated?
Well, it was kind of one of those things that I felt like it was just the right thing for me to ask about an issue like that, because I feel like a lot of people are very uncomfortable bringing issues like that up, especially in like small towns where obviously LGBT communities are definitely minority. So I felt like it was just the right thing to do, and it was kind of intimidating talking to a presidential candidate and having people clap for her when what she said really wasn't making very much sense.
You mentioned the crowd clapping. I mean, did that offend you guys? Did you feel negative feedback from the crowd?
There was some negative feedback, from my opinion, from the crowd. People, when she would say certain things, the crowd would do like really weird things. Like there were people screaming, "Yeah, America!" And like it was really strange. Like some of the feedback the crowd was giving.
You guys are involved with Gay Straight Alliance at Waverly Shell Rock. What other types of things are you guys doing in your club at school?
Well, this year we've definitely stepped up a lot and we've gotten a lot more active we participated in Anti-Homophobia Day. We passed out rainbow bracelets before school, had locker posters, painted rainbows on people's hands to raise awareness about homophobia and kind of target it a little bit. And today we even participated in World AIDS Day, and we passed out cookies to people who wore red. And we also applied for a grant today to do a project on AIDS awareness.
Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and good luck with everything that you guys go forward with this in the future.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Thank you.
So thank you guys once again for joining us. Now we're going to send it over to Justin Ciccone, who has some holiday news that is making headlines. Justin, I hear Frosty is behind bars and Wisconsin lawmakers can't agree over a Arbor agreement.
That's right, Danny. If solving state budget deficits isn't creating enough debate in state capitol buildings, Wisconsin lawmakers are divided over a Christmas tree, or should I call it a holiday tree. The Capitol building in Madison, Wisconsin put up a tree for the holiday season. The debate what the tree should be called, a holiday tree or a Christmas tree. Governor Scott Walker has broken a 26-year-old tradition calling the pine inside the Capitol building a Christmas tree. This revives a 70-year tradition prior to it recently being called a holiday tree. A recent poll says that many Americans are feeling more like the Grinch than Santa Claus this holiday season. According to a Consumer Reports poll, 35 million Americans despise having to be nice during the holiday season. 90% of those polled say they stress over multiple things, including gaining weight, standing in long lines, and getting into debt. The world's most famous snowman found himself in a heated situation last weekend. In Chesterfield, Maryland, a man dressed as Frosty the Snowman was arrested Saturday after an alleged confrontation with a police officer. Frosty eventually lost the confrontation as the unnamed man was led away from a Christmas parade in handcuffs. Frosty was charged with assault and disorderly conduct. For more news, tune in Monday night at 8 for WTV8 News. Now back to Danny with more Night Watch.
Thanks, Justin. When we return, this house, it sings, and it even seems to dance with lights. So what has this family all up in the holiday spirit? Meet the man behind the magic. Watch. What you saw earlier was just a small part of the final product at the Weichman Winter Wonderland. It's a 20-year tradition for the Weichman family, and now John Weichman is here to join us. So John, you're putting Christmas lights everywhere in your house for the past 20 years. What's that electricity bill like?
Well, actually, it isn't as bad as you would think it was. When we lived up in the cities, it was really bad. But down here, it's not bad.
How many hours does it take to put this together?
You know, roughly it's about 400 hours, and that's just the setup of it. What takes the most time is the computer programming, which is on the average about anywhere from 8 to 10 hours per song. So that's what I usually do during lunch when it's slow. So.
How many lights do you have on your house?
You know, we stopped counting. You know, we hit 70,000 a couple of years back, and you know, we take off, but anybody's more than welcome to count them if they want.
How did it start?
Well, actually, we started a long time ago when the kids were little. Ashley, our oldest daughter, and Nick, our oldest son, and then Zach. I'm going to say 23, 24 years ago, we started with 2 soldiers and like 5 strands of lights. And ever since then, we've always been going from there on out.
So just kind of one-upping the year before every year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, once you get as big as we are and have been, you know, you always try to make the show, and we call it a show because it is, more exciting and different every single year.
So you also have a donation box for Toys for Tots.
We have the Toys for Tots donation box on Friday and Saturday nights, and then also what we have every night is the St. Jude's donation box, where 100% of the proceeds goes directly to St. Jude's.
What made you guys want to put those donations in?
Well, you know, I mean, we always celebrate the season, and you know, and I've always seen, you know, different people that ask for donations and stuff like that, and I said, you know, that's something that we will never do. And then you know, through Domino's Pizza, they've done a St. Jude's fundraiser now for the last 4 years. And I said, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. So, you know, we do Toys for Tots and St. Jude's. So, and like I said, everything that we get, goes directly to those organizations.
What do your neighbors think about the lights?
Well, you know, the neighbors have actually been really, really good. You know, when we first started doing this, when we first brought everything down, it was a 24-foot U-Haul with two 12-foot trailers, and that was Christmas alone. So the neighbors, you know, after they see everything and everything like that, they're pretty cool about it.
Now, so many people are watching your house. Do you ever like to sit in the front window and maybe watch the people who are driving by?
Oh yeah, we call them customers.
Yeah,
we do. And you know, it's so funny, the other night when, I think it was Friday night, the day after Thanksgiving, Zach called us, or texted me, goes, a lot of customers tonight. So it's pretty cool. It's really neat.
How many people do you think you see in a winter season?
I have no clue. I really, you know, I remember a couple of years back, you know, when it was Christmas Eve, and I actually had a delivery and we were working. There had to have been at least 40 cars up there at one time, and that's the most I've ever seen.
Are you going to plan on keep on doing this through the future for a long time?
Oh yeah, I mean, Zachary and I have already, when we're setting up, it's 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday night, and we're setting up the Christmas trees and everything like that, and we're already thinking about next year. So we already have next year already all planned out on what we're going to be doing.
Keeping it organized, huh?
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to.
What's your favorite part about it?
You know, I just love celebrating the season. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you know, that's why we do it.
All right, John, thank you so much for joining us.
You
And coming up, if you haven't decided on what you're going to deck the halls with, find out where you can get a Christmas tree and help support a global outreach organization right here in Waverly. Night Watch will be right back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Night Watch. Every year, the Waverly Kiwanis Club sells trees, wreaths, and swags. But there's more to their tree lot than just making money. I am now joined by Kiwanis leaders Dave Walson and John Baker. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us.
You bet.
So, what is the history of the tree lot?
Well, we've been in business, I guess is what you'd call it, for the last 30 years. We've been selling Christmas trees and wreaths, swags, roping. We used to get into some decorations, but we don't do that as much anymore now. We've been in different locations throughout the community throughout the years, and right now we're right next door to the McDonald's.
Can you explain what Kiwanis is?
Kiwanis is an organization that is funding for kids' activities. We work with the Little League group. We also do help out with Special Olympics here at Wartburg College. We have other donations to some of the other groups within the community as well.
When are you guys open for business?
Our lot is open Monday through Friday from noon to 8:30 p.m. Saturday we're open at 9 till 8:30 p.m. and Sundays from 10 to 6.
How much do you guys sell your trees for?
We've got 3 different varieties. We have Scotch pines, they're $30 a piece. We have Fraser firs that are 6 to 7 foot that are $45. We have white pines that are $35, and then we do have a few Fraser firs that are over 7 foot, and those sell for $50.
Do you guys have a favorite?
I think personally the customers are liking the Fraser firs. That's become more of our popular type of tree the last few years. They're more expensive, but they seem to be the ones that most of our customers prefer.
So they're going for the take over the living room look. That's what I like.
Yeah, I guess so. Exactly.
So how many of each of those trees do you guys have available left?
You know, Dave mentioned our history. The guys that have been in the club a long time told us, or have told me over the years that at one point it was like 800 trees they used to sell. We sell on average about 250 now the last few years, and that seems to be pretty steady. So,
what got you guys to want to join in on this, or just to, make this happen?
Well, there was a need in the community to have trees for sale, and we saw an opportunity with that. There's been some other organizations that have sold trees within the community as well. The science group sold trees many years ago, but here in the recent few years, it's just been the Kiwanis group.
I'd say also to let people know that the funds that we raise for the trees, they all go for our scholarship funds. We provide 6 $500 scholarships to Waverly Shawrock seniors next spring. So That's what all the money is raised for this project.
What is the criteria for those scholarships?
We work hand in hand with the Dollars for Scholars program at the high school, and I know part of the criteria is community involvement. I know we have a scholarship also for a tech person going on to a technical school, but a lot of it is based on that, and then also the criteria that the Dollars for Scholars program offers.
Since you guys are working with trees so much, do you guys have a history with, how did you learn about these trees? And
I don't have much of a background with the trees, but we used to work with a local grower, but he hasn't been able to keep up with our demand in his own business. So we work with a supplier out of Wisconsin, and from what I understand, they're a very reputable tree grower in Wisconsin. They cut them fresh, and I know our customers have been real pleased with our product the last 4 years. So.
Great. Well, I would like to thank Dave and John, both of you guys, so much for being here. When we come back, we will see a social work class here at Wartburg, how they are helping spread Christmas cheer to kids all across Bremer County.
469.
Welcome back. The annual holiday shop is right around the corner, but what is it really all about? Joining me now in the studio are Nicole Felt and Kibnesh Harano. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you.
Could you guys tell us a little bit about Holiday Shop?
Holiday Shop is an opportunity for the social work department to raise money and provide gifts to kids of low-income families in Bremer County.
How many kids do you guys serve?
Well, it depends. Like every year we send out invitations to children, like families in Bremer counties, and it depends how many families are needing the service and coming to the shop. So it varies from year to year.
On a typical year, it's about 550 kids.
So what made you guys want to get involved with this?
A lot of it is the fact that it's the social work department that puts it on, and then also I have a very strong emphasis in children, youth, and family services, and just having the opportunity to give kids gifts during the Christmas season is a nice opportunity for me.
Do you guys ever get to see the reactions of the kids when they get these presents at all, or the families?
Well, typically, when we open the shop, it's like at 8 o'clock, and families camp there like 6 o'clock. They sleep over there, and when we open, it's like Black Friday. It's really, really overwhelming to have so many families come in. But we don't really get to see like children because we have daycare center for children, so they don't see their presents. Families are the ones that come in and pick out the gifts for the children, and it's really like I don't know. I can't even describe how to see families really happy making their children's life and Christmas better for them. So. Nicole, you want to add to that?
We do get to see a lot of the parents' reactions, and we get a lot of thank yous and much appreciation from the families.
There's a need, of course, in the holiday season for lots of presents. Do you think that Holiday Shop is getting enough support for this?
The support is growing as we go. We're doing a lot more publicity in the recent years, and for our current needs, we're getting support, but we're going to continue to see more needs as more children are needing our services.
Wartburg Student Senate just recently passed to where they're going to grant some money to Holiday Shop. Is that going to all go into one area, or is that kind of spread out for different sorts of toys or things like that?
All of our money goes into a fund, and then we just use it all for toys primarily.
Awesome. How long have you guys been involved with Holiday Shop?
We have been involved for 1.5 years now. We started as junior coordinators last year and just learning the ropes, and then this year it's been our project entirely.
How does somebody get involved with Holiday Shop if they're not involved in the social work major?
Well, it depends. Like we ask for volunteers to help with the shop setup and shopping. So we usually use ways to publicize the event, so for people to volunteer.
Go on.
Primarily just contacting one of the coordinators, and our names are on posters and stuff around campus for Holiday Shop.
And when you guys move on for Wartburg, are you guys hoping to continue partnering with Holiday Shop? Or how do you plan on maybe helping out in some sort of way during the holiday season?
I think definitely Holiday Shop is going to be a part of my heart for the rest of life, making sure I contribute in some way, donating a gift every year.
And also, what do you think Holiday Shop can do, I suppose, on a national level? I mean, how can this continue to grow and also, you know, continue to help here locally. What do you think the limits are to Holiday Shop? I suppose is more what I'm asking.
Well, we hope, like, we would like to help people, but we are hoping it would decrease. You know, it's not really that we are hoping to be providing families every year. I mean, for us, it's like we hope it will decrease somehow, because I don't know.
We hope to see that there's less families that need it.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be a need there, and Holiday Shop is a local version of many different organizations around the country that do what we do.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight, and good luck as you move on and Holiday Shop, and have fun delivering those presents.
Thank you.
All right, we will be right back. Before we go tonight, I'd like to thank all of our guests for stopping by the studio. You can find all of our stories from tonight on our KnightWatch Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/WartburgKW and like the page. That will do it for us here on KnightWatch on this Thursday night and for the rest of the semester. You can still catch one more edition of WTV8 News on Monday night at 8 and a brand new edition of Sports Night on Tuesday night at 8. We will be back in January with more KnightWatch, so until then, Cedar Valley, have a nice Merry Christmas and have a great Happy Holidays. We will leave you tonight with more from the Weichman Winter Wonderland.